Hello, everybody out there on YouTube. We are the Middle-Aged Guys, and we're coming to you again with another edition of what we've been playing this week. And that's the PG intro version. All right. Let me go ahead and get the introductions out of the way. I'm the Reverend.
The theme here.
And I'm Grey Mouse One.
Just like we've been doing every week, we're just going to run down really quick the games that we've actually had the opportunity to go ahead and actually spend some time with. As you know, we're all middle-aged guys. We've got adult responsibilities and adult lives to go ahead and handle outside of this whole YouTube thing. And because of that, you know, the time and the ability to actually come up and enjoy our most favorite hobby in all the world, playing video games, doesn't always manifest itself out during the week. You know, not that we don't have, you know, enough things to play. It's just time is always an issue. All right. And with that, what we usually want to do, you know, to give us an opportunity to actually play a few games is to, you know, take a record of what we played this week, over the past week, talk about it in each and every video. None of these are going to be full reviews or anything like that. We're going to, you know, I'm going to forego any spoiler warnings for anything that's older than, you know, a few generations back. But really, none of the stuff that we're going to go into is going to be all that deep. We're just going to talk really casually about the games that we've been playing this week. All right. How many of you guys have up on deck today? You got 3. What about you, Grey Mouse? You got 2? Okay. With that said, I've got the most, so I'll go ahead and I'll start out. All right. My least favorite genre to play, probably in modern games, is RTSs. But I found myself playing this the grand majority of the week.
Wait a minute. Wait.
My God. You just floored me, dude. Time out. Yeah.
You actually own that?
Yeah.
That's the reason why, all right? That's the reason why, all right?
Wait a minute. Even if there's something that I own that's on the PC or on Steam or whatever, the fact that I would own something that I wouldn't usually play, touch, enchant, or even give props.
Well, let me go ahead and go into this.
Yes. How's that?
No. First-person shooter, FPS. All right.
RTS
is
you said
first-person shooter.
RTS at first, and I was like,
I was expecting.
No, I'm sorry.
StarCraft or something.
No. StarCraft we talked about last week. But first-person shooters is probably the other genre that I'm not really big on. But no, I've been playing this mostly at work. Okay. Part of it is because of work and getting familiarized with ongoing support for this particular title and everything else. I just got to say that from what I've played so far, it's really pretty, but I still don't get the appeal overall for first-person shooter games. All right. That probably also has to do with the fact that it usually takes me a little while to go ahead and get used to build the tolerance to actually playing first-person shooter games. And with the environment over there at work, because I have to sit there and actually work on this across multiple configurations, there may be only one system where everything is running butter smooth, and then everything else is like running at different performance levels in between. And because of that, working on this and playing it throughout the week has not been fun for me. You know, throw on top of that it's if it's not obvious by the sound of my voice that I've been fighting off, you know, trying to recover from the plague. It just has not been fun. And like I said, it's really pretty, but I still don't get the appeal. I really don't. Okay. All right. Floor is open, guys. What do y'all have?
Now, I had to go back to sports for some freaking reason. But this game, I hold dearly in my heart for 2 reasons. Number one, I spent a lot of time playing it, especially when I was in the Navy with Grey Mouse.
Okay.
And number 2, as you can see, it's NBA Hang Time. Now, this is basically like the 3rd installment of the NBA Jam series. A lot of people didn't realize that. There was Jam Tournament Edition, and then there was this. When this hit the arcades, yes, it's structured like NBA Jam, but with a couple of twists. Yes, instead of like 2 to 3 per team, you had a total of 5 per team that you can choose from. Number 2 was the spin moves that you could do. The announcer's voice was changed, but he was saying more. Alley-oops and double alley-oops were a part of this game. I had so much fun. And not only did one of you can catch on fire, both of you could. If you could perform 3 double dunks or alley-oops, as they call them, without the other team scoring, yeah, both of you will stay on fire for a total of 25 seconds of possession.
Wow.
Now, what that means is the other team can score. That doesn't matter. As long as they don't do an alley-oop, you will stay on fire in its blue flames until that time runs out. That could even go from quarter to quarter or from half to half if the 25 seconds isn't fully expired. This also has a character creation. You can create your own character. Yes, there's a certain amount of nicknames to choose from, but yeah, you can create your own character and so on. Yes, it doesn't have face recognition, but plus I hold this one over the PlayStation version because no load times. The sound is great. The control, you can set it for what you want. And overall, yes, it is a great game. And it's not totally like NBA Live or freaking NBA Showdown or whatever those games are. This is not to be meant to be taken seriously, so to speak. But that's one of those games.
It's also not like 2K18, which charges you microtransactions just to change fucking hairstyles.
Oh, no.
But that's another thing altogether. Go ahead, Grey Mouse.
Wow. All right. So I'm going to go with the niche titles this week. I've been playing a lot of Koei Tecmo and NIS, what do you call it, type of video games. And this is I guess a guilty pleasure. I started playing it and I actually really like it. Blue Reflection.
Okay.
Yep.
It's interesting. It's, you actually, it's very interesting because you have a fighting aspect of the game, but also you get to take care of everyday life, like doing homework, going through your classes, school. And there's since it's a new game, I'm not going to go too much into it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't played it. But so in reality, this girl has an imperfection, but then kind of like in, I don't know, in the Matrix, I guess, she has a whole new persona, and all her issues are gone. And it's very good. Actually, I was really surprised at how in depth this game actually is. It's an RPG, definitely a JRPG, that's for sure. You level up your characters, you get new abilities through. I guess it's kind of like Final Fantasy VII, the materia type thing, but not to that extent. But it's kind of like that. But yeah, I mean, this is what I've been playing for this week. So laugh at me if you want. I don't care.
Quick question. Are there romance options with the other female heroines?
I haven't gotten that far into it, but I don't think so. I hope not.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I mean,
that very well could be the case, but whatever. I mean, I don't think so. It's an all girls school.
Yeah. Then again, you're not playing Valkyrie Drive Bikini Profile or something like that. But that's another one.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to no.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and let's step on. Let's go from new school RPG to old school JRPG. All right. This is Ys 3 Wanderers from Ys on the Super Nintendo. I did not know that I actually picked up a second copy of this off an eBay order that I did. But being the person that I am, I went ahead and I jumped into this again. I like I've been saying over the last few weeks, I've been playing through a second New Game Plus on Ease 8. Gray Mouse can attest that my save file has like 129 hours on it and counting. So I went ahead and when I picked this up, as part of what I usually do with all of the games from eBay, I opened up the cartridge, I cleaned the pins, and I tested it out for a bit. And jumping through the thing about this particular version of Ease is that this is the only side-scrolling version of all of the Ease series, okay? And the thing is that I think Ease 4, which came out after this, is actually one of the ones that they remade for the PSP when they started bringing everything up to the new engine, all right? So, yeah, when it comes to, like, a flashback to old-school 2D sprites and side-scrolling action-adventure, yeah, this is definitely one of the ones in the whole series that kind of sticks out for the fact that it is a side-scrolling action platformer. All right, you don't have to worry about the bump system. It doesn't move around like a overhead and other things like that. But definitely a game to go ahead and pick up, especially if you're a fan of the E series. And thankfully, from what I've seen on eBay, if you're looking just for the raw cartridge by itself, even the North American one, it's not going to set you back a huge amount. So that's that. That's the second one I've been playing. Go ahead, guys. What's next? Cruisin', yeah. All right. Now I see why you've been asking about the EverDrive 64.
Look, hated Cruisin' USA for the Nintendo 64. I'm gonna just get that out there. The main reason why I hated it is because it was censorship for one, but the soundtrack was so fucking different. I did not like the way they transferred the soundtrack from arcade to Nintendo 64, which was supposed to be a copy and paste. They totally fucked up that soundtrack. But this one, Cruisin' World, I couldn't get down any imperfections about it as far as soundtrack wise. That's one of the main things that got me into the game was the soundtrack. Yes, they added a couple of, tricks like, boosting your car and you can flip and things like that. And it's still, race to race to race, but instead of Cruisin' USA, you're cruising the world. Love this game. Have a lot of great memories with it, arcade and on 64. So, yeah, just fuck Cruisin' USA, but play Cruisin' World for the Nintendo 64.
Great Mouse, you're up.
Yes, I am. Well, this game that I'm about to present, even the theme has played a little bit of it this weekend.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Damn it. You son of bitch.
Yes.
If you have a Switch, and if you don't got that game, if it's sold out to where you are, drive whatever distance that you can, catch a bus, I don't give a fuck, buy that shit.
Your ass to a GameStop.
Yeah.
In fact, go to the one on Barranca in Irvine at the Crossroads, because that's where I had to just return my copy. But that's another story altogether. All right.
No, this game here is a Kirby game. It's what's left to say. Again, repeated on these channels, Kirby has never been in a bad video game, and that trend continues with this one. However, there are a little bit of detractions on it, being that you do have up to 4 characters on your screen at one time. There's some times where the AI will actually solve a puzzle or actually make the enemies a little too easy. I mean, there really isn't a hard Kirby game. I mean, I would think the first one on the Game Boy Dream World would probably be
Dreamland.
Or Dreamland rather. That would probably be the most difficult one, maybe a little bit. But that's even pushing it though. But
what about Canvas and Rainbow Curse?
Even those aren't all that difficult.
Difficult.
I mean,
run out of Rainbow.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah, I mean, it has a little bit of a strategy to it as well for those two. But the soundtrack is on par. It's a lot of brass instruments, a lot of jazz is in the background, and also as you go through the different stages, you will hear classic Kirby in some of those stages as well. So I can't recommend this game enough. Please pick this up whenever you at your nearest GameStop. I would say Toys R Us, but that's another story.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, at your local game store, please pick this up. And definitely, I mean, this would almost, give you a Switch. I mean, this would almost give you a reason to buy a Switch if Zelda Breath of the Wild wasn't enough of a reason.
Mario Odyssey.
Or Mario Odyssey.
Or Smash Bros. Or anyway.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah.
Splatoon. Bayonetta 2.
Diablo. Doom.
But the Switch doesn't have any games. Yeah, no, the Switch doesn't have any games, so I don't know what we're talking about.
As Greymouse said, he let me play it. I played one stage on that damn game, and I had to get the Switch back.
I got to give it back.
I was like, there's no way I'm going to sit up here and continue this. I just can't, because I was just like, I want it. I'm the
one unique thing about the game is the friends abilities. It really helps you on some of the stages.
That's what really impressed me about the game is how well coordinated that was.
Yep. Yeah, it was. All right, Reverend, what you got now?
Let's see here. I think last time that we talked, I mentioned something about having to go ahead and charge up my portables. Mostly because I haven't done it in a while, but every time I do, I usually end up getting tied up with titles that I haven't picked up in a while for quite a few hours. All right. Let's see here. I actually have two of them here for the PSP, but I'll go ahead and I'll talk about one at least. All right. And that's this right here, which is Phantasy Star Portable number 1. All right.
Nice.
The thing about Phantasy Star Portable is that literally it does take the mechanics of Phantasy Star Online that's available on the Dreamcast and also the GameCube and the let's see here, the Xbox. All right, as far as episodes 1 and 2, and it goes ahead and it reduces it into more of a portable experience. All right. The cool thing about it though is that it has a very solid single player experience. All right, where you actually throughout the game, you actually pick up a droid. All right, she's right there on the thing, and depending on how you play through the game and the type of interactions that you have with her, there are two different types of endings. Okay, there's a good ending and a bad ending. All right, depending on the types of interactions that you have with her, pretty much helping her kind of develop a more human personality and everything like that. But yeah, this is if you're thinking that this is going to be a stripped out experience because it's not on a console, full size home console. Well, let's be honest. When it came to the Dreamcast version, the other home consoles, it's pretty much like an updated, stylized kind of version of Diablo, if you think about it. All right. Yeah. So, but like I said, the cool thing about it on the portable is that it does have the dedicated single player mode where you have that there. I have yet to go ahead and finish this. I know I have to finish through the single player on this because I think you can actually transfer the save over to Phantasy Star Portable 2, and it actually reads information off the save for Phantasy Star Portable 2. So it gives you an incentive to go ahead and finish this particular game. All right. But yeah, that's one of the games that I was playing on the PSP. after I decided to go ahead and throw them all up and make sure that they're all charged and running again. Got lost in that for a few hours.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Who's next? Theme.
Okay. Now look, this game. Okay, playing the first Defender on the arcade and on the Atari.
Yeah.
Will always be held dearly in my heart. I remember when I got this game. The reason why I got this game is because Mike Tyson's Punch-Out was sold out. Couldn't get it that day. I had to wait. But I didn't go home empty-handed. If you've never played Defender, basically it's a shooter. You're going from side to sides. You're shooting aliens. You're warping, and you're getting fooled by fake warps. And aliens are trying to capture people. I don't understand what are they on the moon or in space? You know, there's no atmosphere or anything like that. But I digress. They go and get them and go to the top, and then they become super aliens that move irregularly and still try to get you, and stuff like that. So, again, yeah, great game. I remember I played this for like 3 straight hours once because I couldn't put it down. I just couldn't. It was just always a great game. Here's a fun fact about this game. This has a couple of music tracks that actually went to Mike Tyson's Punch-Out later.
Oh, okay.
If you play this game, if you start the game up, it will play the music, or at least half of it, when you start a round on Punch-Out. When you complete the stage on here, it plays the music where you lose a match at Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Just a fun fact about Defender 2 that a lot of people maybe didn't realize, or because they didn't own this game. But great blast from the past. And then when this came out, I was like, oh, okay, I'll get that instead. And always had a blast with this game. Always.
Absolutely.
Gray Mouse, you got one more for us?
No, but
Or
not
2 more?
physically. I have been messing around with my my Switch for obvious reasons.
Okay.
Again, obvious reasons. Obvious reasons. No, I've been doing a lot of virtual consoling. Again, I've been playing King of Fighters 99. I mean, I just can't put that down. I love that game.
99?
Especially on the virtual console. Huh?
99 is your favorite, or is that the one you're just messing with from the virtual?
That's the one that I've been messing with for a while. No, I mean 99 is a good one. I really like 99. But yeah, there's a lot of games on the virtual console. So I guess I could just say that I've been playing virtual console on the Switch is what I've been doing. So that entails everything, because there's, like I said, there's a lot of indies on there. There's a lot of old school Art of Fighting, Fatal Furies on there, King of Fighters. There's a lot of stuff that's on the virtual console.
You know, one of the games that I found that I found myself playing on a regular basis, and this goes back to, this is starting up again. In fact, this game has never left my 3DS XL. I've got a crap load of flash carts with different games, like easily over 100 games in the holder for my 3DS XL. But the one physical cartridge that stays in there to this day and gets used more than anything is this game right here. Bejeweled 3. Of course,
Butterfly.
if you played any of
Diamond
the Bejeweled
Mine.
games,
Butterfly.
Diamond Mine and what is it? Fever, I think, are the ones that I've been doing. All right,
no.
especially
Butterflies.
Fever.
But I
All
like
right.
chilling with poker.
Yeah. You know what? It took me a while to figure out how to actually play poker correctly. All right, but Fever, like I said, this is something just to do right there. While I'm playing, taking your shit, basically just enough for a shit and a wipe. All right. If I could sit there and if I'm playing around a fever and it lasts longer than 3.5 minutes, then I know I'm doing really fucking well. All right. Because the funny thing is that when I first played Bejeweled, I actually started out playing it on the Steam version where you can only play it with the mouse, which it's a horrible way to play it because that's not what the game is designed for. All right. I got a hold of one of the free versions on my phone, but it wasn't Bejeweled 3. It was like some sort of whatever flavor that EA had at the time, and it was just begging me every time I sat there and I hit start to go ahead and buy some sort of power up to go ahead and do anything in the game. So I picked up Bejeweled 3. That was like years ago, and like I said, it's been inside of my 3DS XL, not my 3DS XL, my DSi XL. All right, and it's never left. All right, it is never left. All right, okay.
It's funny because I remember because I have that digitally for the Xbox 360, also on a DS. Using the stylus on the DS makes the whole game dynamic change.
Yeah,
because because there's no stoppage of movement in that game.
Yep.
And for Lightning, oh god.
Yeah. Like I said, if I'm playing Lightning or Fever, whatever it's called, and I know I'm lasting longer than 3 minutes, then I know I'm doing well. When
everything just lights up and it's cold and you're keeping going and
like because on this. Yeah, for Bejeweled 3 on the Steam version, like some of my high scores may be something like 47, 50,000, right? On the DSi XL, I've on one of the high scores for Lightning, I've got something like 4 million, and where I sat there for like 7 minutes straight, just and like I said, I was done taking a shit by then, but I wasn't going to sit there and turn off my DSi. That was just how it was. All right.
Man, Bejeweled 3, man, that I could converse about that game for hours because when I first saw it available, play the demo? Nope.
Yep.
Yeah, when I saw that on Xbox Live, I was done. I bought it right away.
The soundtrack, if there was any game, this soundtrack screams adventure, screams RPG, but you're playing a puzzle.
Yep.
Seriously, for every mode, even when you go through the quest, they play certain musics, and it's like, this gets me in the mood for playing for what's on this current screen.
Yep.
Man.
And the thing is that as far as the flavor of a puzzle game goes, there are a lot of games that are out there that are like that. So it's not like you have to relearn anything or do anything like that to get into the game. You literally 10 seconds, you're gonna figure it out. That's just how it is. Poker took a minute for me to go ahead and wrap my head around.
Royal Flush.
But once I did, it became really, really good, really, really easy to play. All right.
Yeah, Royal Flush, but straights, 5 of a kind.
Yep.
I kept doing that. The only thing that's wrong about the soundtrack of the game, I like to get video game soundtracks and play them while I'm driving. Can't do that with some of the tracks on this game, or I will fall the fuck asleep.
Either you will fall asleep, or the complete opposite. You'll find yourself driving at 130 miles everywhere you fucking go. All right, because the soundtrack is so pressing when things really speed up. All right, but if as far as it goes, do we have anything else that we want to go ahead and cover for this particular week?
Okay.
All right, yeah, because we're winding down to the end of this particular session. All I'm going to say on Bejeweled 3 is that if you want a more adult version of that still happens to be a good game, Honey Pop on Steam, guilty pleasure. All right, I will tell you right now, it's actually a good game. Okay, but that right there pretty much wraps up what we've been playing this week. Ooh, wow. I don't want to go ahead and cough into my mic like that. What what we really want to know, folks, is what you've been playing this week. You can go ahead and let us know by leaving us a comment below. Regardless of what you've thought about the video, thank you for watching this all the way up until this point. If you really, really liked it, hit that like button. If you didn't like it, I don't mind if you hit the dislike button. Either way, leave us a comment. And if you really like what we're doing here, you want to stick around and see what we drop off next, whether or not it's a video by ourselves on our individual channels or all of us together as a middle-aged guys, I suggest hitting that subscribe button and turning on those notifications. All right. With that, that's pretty much what the middle-aged guys have been playing this week. I am the Reverend.
The thing here.
And Gray Mouse 1.
Once again, for the benefits of common sense, logic, and gaming. Credits. Once again, damn it, damn it, damn it.
Yeah.